Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to thank Chairman Henselin for holding this hearing, which is the first in a series focused on the reauthorization of the Terrorism Risk Insurance Act, known as TRIA. For more than a decade, TRIA has been nothing short of a qualified success, supporting critical economic growth by ensuring access to terrorism coverage for our largest venues, businesses, and employers. The terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001 forever changed the way we live and do business. In addition to the tragic loss of life and disruptions to our financial system, insurance losses total an estimated $40 billion in today's dollars. The enormity of the losses made it financially impossible for many insurers and reinsurers to offer terrorism coverage. Consequently, most fled the market, and state insurance regulators allowed providers to exempt terrorism coverage from their policies. Those that did offer coverage did so at a cost that was prohibitively high. As a result, in 2002, Congress stepped in, enacting TRIA. The program makes terrorism insurance both available and affordable by requiring insurance companies to offer coverage to commercial entities in exchange for a federal backstop, which is used to protect against only those terrorism-related losses that exceed $100 million. By requiring private insurers to offer terrorism coverage, TRIA actually reduces taxpayer exposure because it keeps most of the terrorism risk with the private sector. Without affordable terrorism insurance, many buildings, schools, and venues would remain uninsured against terrorist attacks, meaning that the government likely would pick up 100% of the tab for catastrophic losses. The success of the TRIA program has been remarkable and has fostered continued economic and commercial real estate development across the U.S. TRIA is strongly supported by a broad coalition of businesses and organizations representing a wide array of industries, including construction, manufacturing, retail, transportation, real estate, sporting, and entertainment. Entities from the National Football League to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce to the National Association of Realtors have lauded the program's importance. Support for TRIA is so strong and so widespread that it has been reauthorized twice by the House, both times without controversy and with overwhelming bipartisan support. But as we approach its expiration in 2014, opposition to the quick, clean, and long-term renewal of this popular and non-controversial program remains a mystery to me. While opponents argue that the program inhibits private sector participation, the private sector itself maintains that without TRIA in place, insurers would fall into the same practices that followed the attacks of September 11. This would mean the exclusion of terrorism coverage that would cushion the economic shock of a large terrorist attack or a series of attacks, something that remains essential for economic growth and job security. Mr. Chairman, I support reauthorizing TRIA, and I'm encouraged by the several proposals on the table to do so, in addition to the bill by Representative Capuano, which I have co-sponsored. We have seen bipartisan legislation from Representatives Maloney and Grimm, as well as a bill from Representative Thompson. While each bill differs slightly in form, of the utmost importance is that TRIA is reauthorized quickly, cleanly, and for the long term. I thank you again for holding this hearing, and I look forward to the testimony of my colleagues and the other witnesses. I yield back the remainder of my time.
Chair now recognizes the